Daily, presented by LaBear's Casino. Ronnie Rantz alongside TK, Tommy Krysan, joining us from Tremonti's Meat and Seafood in Baton Rouge. Of course, Sports Charge Daily, we're in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame studios, and we're sponsored by LaBear's Casino. Big $64,000 blackjack bracket challenge event going on Friday and Saturday. They're going to they've got 64 contestants battling it out in blackjack over 2 days. I'll be emceeing that event over there, and they're going to give away over $64,000 in cash. Going to be a pretty awesome event. Today on Sports Shorts Daily, presented by LaBear's, we're going to talk about LSU Baseball. They survive against Tommy's Southeastern Lions. Up next, Mississippi State. The Bulldogs come to town. Going to be an epic matchup between a team that's offensively is red hot against one of the best pitching staffs in America, if not the best. Also, we'll talk some NCAA tournament. We're going to have our Final Four predictions. TK is going to have the oldest guy on TikTok. He's going to give you some winners this weekend. But also, we're going to tell you who we think is in the Final Four. We'll also talk about LSU's big matchup from Assembly Hall, the home of Indiana and the Hoosiers. That'll be Saturday. We'll get into that game as well. No real news out of New Orleans Saints since Crab Leg signed the deal and all that. But we'll touch on some New Orleans Saints and a little LSU football spring camp kind of update. TK has some thoughts on the first day of practice for Ed Ogeron as they're back on the football field. Sports Shorts from Tremonti's. TK, how are you, sir? What's going on over there at Tremonti's? They getting ready for big lunch?
Yeah, man. Jambalaya is the lunch special today. The rest of the menu's available. Salads are always fresh and good here. Crawfish at 3 o'clock today, 3 o'clock tomorrow. They'll have them Saturday morning. Call to reserve. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Also, Easter's 2 weeks away. That's a huge weekend to boil crawfish with family and friends and company outings. Book your crawfish now, whether you're buying them live and cooking them yourself or you want Tremonti to cook them. Call 225-751-7665. Go to Facebook or Instagram and get those crawfish ordered. If they take your order, you will get whatever you order, whether it's 1 sack, 10 sacks, whatever it might be. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood with its crawfish boil seasoning there on top of it.
By the way, TK, I was over at Tremonti's yesterday. Joel Davis and I, Team Sports Shorts, were over there having lunch, a late lunch. I got the shrimp po' boy. He got some sort of grilled chicken salad. And we had a good lunch over there at Tremonti's before our meeting over at Parkview Baptist yesterday evening. So tell us, TK, first off, the Southeastern Lions, your old alma mater, let's recap that just for a minute. Tuesday night, the Southeastern Lions battled LSU for a little bit, but LSU put up double digits and got another win.
Well, LSU brought the bats. They got some big hits, some big fly balls again, and they did what they had to do. They had an error, but it didn't really hurt them. So, they ended up, Southeastern had been on an 8-game winning streak. So, hey, you win 8 in a row, you win 8 in a row. I don't care who you're playing. So, but their focus is on their conference play. Again, Southland with those 4-game weekend conference series. That's tough on the pitching staff for sure. But LSU got the job done. Many of the pitchers did a fine job. One of them got roughed up a little bit. But, but Southeastern can hit the ball okay. But I think it was a confidence build. You didn't want to lose that game starting conference play this weekend. So you win it 10-7. Some good things happened. Some lineup stuff was moved around a little bit. And I suspect we'll see that for this weekend. Coach Maneri is going to meet with the media this afternoon. Right now I'm planning on listening to that. And then I'll drop a podcast on Talking Sports with TK about the weekend matchup with Mississippi State. But, Ronnie, you hit the nail on the head. LSU's bats are hot. They're hitting the ball. State's pitching staff is better than their hitting. I've always been one to believe good pitching stops good hitting. It'll be a great matchup at the box, and they're going to allow a few fans in there, some limited tailgating. So things are looking up, and we'll see. Hopefully it's a big weekend for LSU to start conference play.
LSU on Tuesday, some good things happened on the mound, and the best thing that happened on the mound, in my opinion, Tommy, was that Devin Fontenot had another good outing. He's pitched 5 times in the last week. He went 1 inning. He didn't walk anybody, which is really key for him. He struck out 2, and that was, he hit 95 on the gun. He looked his part. So Devin Fontenot only threw 13 pitches, a crisp inning. That's good. He's got to be sharp on the back end of that bullpen. Mikhail Hilliard had a rough one. 1 inning, he gave up 3 earned runs. Will Helmers pitched 4 innings. 3 of those innings were good. One of them he got hit around a little bit. Will Helmers, the freshman and a Jesuit who got to start, went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, but again, didn't walk anybody, Tommy. And now he's up over 20 innings. I think he's had 22 innings or so on the year, and he's only walked 2 guys. And that's what makes Will Helmers so valuable. Yeah, he gave up some hits. They only threw 50 pitches in 4 innings. He's economical, and they got him out of there. And expect Will Helmers to play a role in this LSU bullpen. Garrett Edwards pitched a clean ninth, was outstanding. We saw Ty Floyd get in there and do some good things. So the guys they counted on, Devin Fontenot, Garrett Edwards, are going to be big parts of that bullpen. They did the job. Offensively, K. Doty just continues to be on fire. He's got 8 home runs now on the year, the pride of Greystone and Denham Springs. He's my neighbor. Unbelievable again, goes big fly. And we joke a little bit about Travinsky, Hayden Travinsky, the catcher who got the start. He went 2 for 2, hit a home run. And I mentioned last year, he looks like a mini Brad Cressy as a freshman because he dropped that back shoulder and just, swung for the fences. But Hayden Travinsky looked like Brad Cressy the other day. Hit one off the scoreboard, Tommy, on Tuesday. He's making a move offensively, man. He's going to be, they don't like him so much defensively, but you keep hitting, he's going to play more, whether it's at catcher a little bit, whether it's DH every once in a while for Beloso, whether it's pinch hit. Travinsky's going to get some opportunities.
Yeah, I think he will. And keep in mind, Southeastern is one of the better teams in the Southland Conference predicted to be this year. So it's a nice win. You got it done against a quality opponent. But Travinsky's very, interesting thing. If he can bring the bat to the plate, because Milazzo just can't hit. So if he can bring the bat to the plate, then they'll have to weigh out, the defensive trade-off for the bat. Because Milazzo's got a good arm, although his mechanics are sloppy at times. But I'm sure they're working on all that.
By the way, Mitchell Sanford is the current hot hand right now in center field. Dross, the freshman out of Barb, started to slow down. They put Sanford in there as a sophomore out of Berwick. They like him a lot. He's gotten hot. Had a homer over the weekend. He was 2 for 4 on Tuesday. So Mitchell Sanford is the guy right now. He has the best arm of all outfielders. Better than Dylan Cruz. He's the hot hand. And good news, Giovanni DiGiacomo back in a uniform. Won't be long before he gets some opportunities in a game.
Well, and Sanford's high school coach, Brandon Bavada, is now the head coach at Sanamar. And he told me, he said, this dude can hit. He said, if you put him in the lineup, he's going to mash the baseball. And we know he's got the good arm. So, hey, it's a good problem to have when you got a bunch of guys that are doing well that you got to put in the lineup. You can use that DH spot and go from there. Just have to see how it plays out. But I'm really anxious about the weekend to see how they line up against the pitching staff and the arms of Mississippi State.
I'm glad you made sure to give Brandon a shout out because he was very upset with me a couple weeks ago when I said Mike Thomas was Sanford's coach at Berwick High School, the former Southeastern Lion coach. Mike Thomas, who's now at Chalmette High. And by the way, Mike Thomas did coach him his freshman and sophomore years, and Brandon got him his junior and senior year. And I didn't realize that. I'm doing a broadcast. I got a million things in my head. So I guess Thomas the shout out. Of course, I get a text message the next day from Brandon. Hey, what about me, coach? Brandon did a great job on Sanford.
Brandon's a great baseball guy, and he's got a good team down there with the Santa Mar Gators.